Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is January 31st, 2026, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the Dow 30, that's DIA, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor, please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, check out my good trade, bad trade video. It was a pretty good one that kind of called the top this week, but that's that on that. But let's go ahead and go down. Let's maximize, let's resize this, let's maximize this quarterly chart and see what we see. On this quarterly chart, what we see is green. We see a small green candle at a top, and all still looking good, still looking very bullish here on the Dow. We are still above the pivot, and also for this first month, we are doing okay so far. Let's go ahead and go down to our monthly chart and see what we see there. On this monthly chart, zoom in here a little bit, and on this monthly chart, we're still above the 9-10 moving average. Finished the month off above pivot, and I'll finish the month below an R1 level. So again, we're still looking bullish, but it's getting a little bit of a tail on here on this candle. So selling pressure did come in, has come in a little bit in this month, but nothing crazy. For the month, we did come down a little bit, but that's that. But let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly chart, what we see here is a red candle and all. And on this weekly picture, what we can see is some people like drawing what we kind of saw it back here, where we kind of like started getting these like triangle type things, then bang and all. At that time, it actually broke out to the upside. And now, right now, we're getting something very similar to that again, you know. And the question is, which way is it going to break? Is it going to break to the upside, or is it going to break to the downside and all? So that's what I can definitely see here on this big weekly picture. But this week, we ended up red, a red candle. It's a piercing pattern to the downside. It's kind of like a bearish piercing pattern. The question is, will we get a confirmation candle? But again, it's making that whole triangle thing, and which way is it going to break? Is it going to break out of that, or is it going to be another week inside of that before we actually make a break? So that's what you got to be watching out for. Right now, I can see that we're going to be opening up. Next week should be above pivot. So, well, next month, these are weekly chart, monthly pivot. We're going to be opening up above this pivot. So I kind of expect us to maybe go higher and see if we can break these highs. But it's been a while since we broke and made an all-time high, you know, a few weeks there. So we got to like kind of like be careful. This thing is kind of trying to see if it wants to go down, or we're going to get another pop and all. But that's that on this weekly chart. Let's go ahead and go down to our daily noise and see what we see here. And this is where you can see it on this daily noise. This market is getting a little agitated and stuff. We started getting all these dojis and a lot of indecisions in the market every day, you know, every day and all that we're getting that stuff and all. But as we can see also here, we haven't been able to get anywhere near that top. We've been trying to drop, but they've been pushing this thing back to the upside every time it comes down. So be careful. Based on this weekly thing, look like we might be opening below pivot. So again, below pivot, it might end up being a week like we had over here. We started out the week, we popped up above pivot, but then we ended up dropping down below pivot and all, and staying right above pivot, trying to get back above pivot, and couldn't get back above pivot and all this week here on the Dow. And also be careful. Again, be careful, because we will be opening up below pivot, and then we can expect this thing, maybe if it does that, come down here and give us a bounce down here at a support 1 level, just like we got a bounce down here this week over here on a support 1 level. And when I'm saying bounce, the market came down to this level and it ended up closing up back above this level and all, but we still ended up below pivot this week. So, but that's it. That's all I really want to share. That's what I see happening here right now here on this Dow. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's agitating this market at this time. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.